So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to look like. I've never done this before. Talked into a microphone while I reacted to something live. But, like my favorite character on Tailspin said, I've seen it done 1,000,000 times. So it can't be that hard, can it? Alright, well. The plan, then, is to play the newly released Sea of Stars. And if I edit this properly, you will now be seeing that on the screen as it loads in and takes an absurd and frankly ridiculous amount of time to do so. This is supposed to be pixel art. This should have no loading times. Like I don't want to start this by bitching at this game, but I played this for about 15 minutes last night and couldn't stop screaming at it. So we're going to do the debut episode of Hate playing my library of games. This is a Mountain Dew. Should be a beer, but it's a Mountain Dew. With Sea of Stars, the newly released JRPG that so desperately wants to be Chrono Trigger's little brother. And homaging, it's not even homaging, it's just straight up ripping off Star Ocean for nostalgia's sake. And, yeah. So let's do this. Now, I would like to have authentic reactions to this game, but like I said, I played for 15 minutes, so let's just talk about what annoyed me to begin with. I didn't look at the options last time. Don't care. Okay, so you press New Game on a video game, and it says I have 2 main characters. Which one's going to lead the party? So you press New Game. Your first choice is to select which character you want to play as. And then it says this can be changed later and has no effect on the story. So what you're telling me is that the first choice that I have to make is both arbitrary and has no effect on the game? What are you doing? So whatever, let's play the girl. Why are you making me make arbitrary choices right out of the gate? And what does it say about your game that the first thing you make me do is make an arbitrary choice that has no effect on the game? So if what you're trying to do is homage or reference or even recreate the experience of these SNES games, every time you made a choice in an SNES game, it mattered. The choice you were making mattered to the story because they couldn't give you very many choices. So anyway, this person that I don't know is talking to me. Curiosity did not bring me to talk to you. You're an immortal versed in the ways of alchemy. In the library from the first side quest that you can go to when the world opens up in Chrono Trigger. Yes, I remember what that looked like. No, I didn't know that already, but if I've already played the game multiple times, you're trying to be clever. Okay, so I'm already annoyed with how overwritten the dialogue is. Why is he being so coy, and why is he using so much words? We're strangers. You called the story special with an adjective. You used a weak adjective and a weak noun, which just means that you're insecure about what you're saying. Okay, so you're doing the JRPG thing where you're highlighting words that are supposed to be important to me, but I have no reason to think that Ray of Hope is a key item in the game. I'm annoyed. This is pissing me off. The longer this goes, the less likely I am to like your game. I don't want to walk. I would like to sit at my couch and play a video game. In fact, I would like to be the person that I chose to be, not me, and not talked at by a video game. I'm just gonna, yep. We're gonna do this now. Yep, I don't fucking care. Why are you telling me a story and then reading a book? Silently to yourself. Yep. So the person that's telling me this story doesn't know how to tell a story. I'm already dealing with an amateur, and not just an amateur, a rank amateur, someone who's not even not even paid attention to the key elements that make a story good. So this is going to be bad. It's going to be bad. You can know it's going to be bad from the third dialogue box. From the first choice you have to make in the third dialogue box. We made it to the mountain trail. That's a wonderfully creative name for your mountain trail. Well, I'm glad that the dialogue boxes that I have to read through here have so much character and they're so important. Sewing. Yep, don't care. Somebody played Tales of Symphonia, who has the kid repeat all of theirs. Yeah, and we laugh, ha ha ha, because we're mocking our military tradition and training. The sun's gonna set. We should look for a camp. So instead of doing that, let's split up. Oh, forced combat encounter, because I'm playing a game made by people that grew up playing JRPGs. But because they grew up playing JRPGs, but they never learned while doing so what was good about them, they never teach me the combat system. So there are like symbols up on the screen. There's this combo down in the bottom left. Why did that guy just get to do a roulette wheel? That's not called a roulette wheel. That's called a slot machine. What does attack effect up in the... I don't know what any of this shit means. But I know that combat was too easy for me to feel like I actually participated in it. So I had to do it, and I was rewarded with 3 dialogue boxes that didn't mean anything to me and that I don't care about. So this game is already wasting my time and not interested in rewarding me for participating and spending it. Alright. Yep. And then because they played Chrono Trigger, they're going to watch this guy jump across the screen like they did in those combat encounters in Chrono Trigger. Great job. I also remember Chrono Trigger, and I'm not allowed to use skills or items for whatever reason. I don't know what the 1 or the 0, I don't know what these mean. I don't know why I'm not allowed to use the second one. I guess because I didn't have enough MP or whatever. I don't know why he was vulnerable to that, and it did so much more damage than the other attack that I did. Now we're talking. The sun is setting, but it looks like it's broad daylight outside. Press A to... Oh, the first tutorial I've been given. And instead of being given a prompt that just pops up when I come near it, I have to guess when I'm close enough to interact with it. Okay. So that was a big loop. Standard to JRPGs. I didn't think that would actually give me anything for clicking on it. This is so tedious. I hate it so much. It's forcing me to do this. The walk all the way out here. Oh, great. Yes. And oh, look at my immaculate... Oh, and the scenery moves. See... They remember these things being impressive and neat on the SNES because they were impressive and neat on the SNES. Like, it's neither impressive nor interesting that you're doing this with Switch with 2023 technology. It's standard. If you're not doing that, I'm annoyed and disappointed. Yes, a bird comes flying out. That's very neat. Another combat encounter that's going to chase me while I have to jump across these things. And now I'm rewarded for exploring and finding nothing with another series of dialogue. You can hear the headmaster gloating. Oh, I love it when characters talk as a character, but the character isn't on screen. I love inside jokes that I'm not a part of. The writers of this game really overestimate how many times I'm going to be willing to play it. I'm hitting A as fast as I can. Garl. Oh, another character that I haven't been introduced to that I'm supposed to care about. Oh, you're going to introduce him by sending me back in time to a flashback. And this is exactly as far as I made it in my first. I saw this and I just turned my Switch off and went to sleep. Fuck this game. Fuck this. Why am I doing this? I have no interest in these people. I'm doing this because I spent $30. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not doing it because I want to. Now, if you go back and you play the original Final Fantasies, you're doing the things that you're doing in the original Final Fantasies. You're doing what you're doing. Like, this game so desperately... I'm just hitting A. You're doing what you're doing in Chrono Trigger because, first of all, the first thing that happens is your mother wakes you up and sends you to a fair. You go to the fair and you play a bunch of games. And that's interesting and fun. You're doing something fun, right? And then the second thing that happens is most certainly not a flashback to when you were children. I have no interest in you as adults. I most certainly have no interest in you as a child. Oh, am I allowed to move now? I've just been mashing A. Is this a save point? Yeah, it gives you... So, like, it assumes that you've played these games. The writers and the developers of this game assume that I have played JRPGs. Because, like, JRPGs tell you everything. Like, the first thing that would have happened is, bing... when that scene was over, it would have put up a big tutorial thing on the screen that says, hey, that book over there is a save point. Maybe you should try it. Now, maybe that's what the dialogue was, but I'm not willing to sit through the dialogue of this game. I'm most certainly not willing to, as an adult, watch a conversation among children. And if you made this game for children, you might be an asshole. What child gives a fuck about old school graphics? This game looks so much like Illusion of Gaia. It makes my teeth hurt. I don't. Yeah, it's even got the same basic premise. Okay, so they played Illusion of Gaia as children as well. Because, yeah, you're running around with your kids in your secret cave base and all the adults know about it and just let it happen. And see, because it doesn't bring up prompts, I'm just going to be walking around smashing A, looking for things on the ground that the developers aren't going to think that I deserve to find. And that pisses me off. It's like they've played these games, and they expect their audience to have played the... Oh, look at that. It is so Chrono Trigger, it gets a badly line-arted anime cutscene. I hate this. I hate everything about this. Why are these characters so much cooler than my characters? If the game had opened on this and not on the scouting mission, I might be interested. Might. But I'm skipping it because I don't care. I'm not interested, so I'm just skipping it out of spite. This is a hate play. I'm not doing this so that you can enjoy the game. In a lot of ways, I'm doing this so I don't spoil the game for you. Aren't I magnanimous? Oh, look, his name is even Moraine. Oh my god. Moraine is a male version of Mograine. Like, they couldn't even bother to give them good names. Erlinia is a terrible name. Zale. I hate that name. Garl is a noise that you make when you've been punched in the stomach. And Valir is the name that you give to a girl that you want everybody to know is a good person. Because it sounds like Valerie. But it's not. And Valerie is Valor. And so we want everybody to know that she's valorous. And then the rest of the names just want desperately to have been come up with by a member of Square Enix. I'm trying to think of the name of the character developer for most of the Final Fantasy games. He ended up he's Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII Remake it. Wait a minute, didn't they go down there? Sometimes dialogue boxes are helpful. The adults walked down here, and they're not down here as no mores. So what's that about? I hate this so much. I couldn't tell you how indescribable my loathing of this is. I don't want to be doing this. I want to be running around in circles doing random combat encounters. That's what I want to be doing. Let me grind up to go to the first dungeon. Like, give me tasks. Give me goal-oriented behavior. Let me see my characters demonstrating their personality. So, like, when Chrono's running around the fair talking to people, he's demonstrating his personality. You're getting to know him, and you're actually getting to make meaningful choices with him, because everything that you do at the fair is and And, you know, spoilers or whatever, not spoiling Chrono Trigger or whatever, so I won't ruin that for you. But that game came out when I was a small boy, and it's been on so many different platforms. If you haven't played it yet, that's on you. If you're going to play it and don't want to be spoiled, you're not actually going to play it. You need to be spoiled in order to be envious that you haven't got to see this very cool thing. So, in Chrono Trigger, what happens is you go to this fair and you get to do all these different games, these different mini games, and all the different dialogues. You get to make a bunch of choices, and those choices play out in a court case that's held against you. You're actually arrested later in the game, and the choices that you make at the fair are actually they're actually held against you for ill or for good in this court case to determine whether you're executed as a criminal. I don't see anything with stakes in this game. There are no stakes yet, let alone stakes of that degree where it's like life or death. If I fuck this up, I'm going to prison for the rest of my life. I can't even find where the adults are. I can't even find what I'm supposed to be doing. God, I fucking hate flashback sequences. This is the flashback sequence. This is the exact flashback sequence in Final Fantasy VI where you learn about Terra's backstory. But that happens at like the second act of the game. That happens like 15 hours or 20 hours into the game. That already happened. That happens after the party has already been split multiple times. Why am I on a world map? Why am I sent to a place called the Forbidden Cavern as children when there are adults with like magic? Oh, because I'm coming back from a place? Jesus Christ. There's no menu? I'm getting increasingly agitated. This might end up being these videos might end up being rather short, whether I wanted to do them in long form like 2 hours like my talking to myself or not. I might not be able to tolerate this game for longer than a couple halves of hours at a time. I've been playing for 15 minutes and I already want my money back. Because I can't throw a digital download in the trash. Where haven't I gone yet? I came from that direction. This is annoying. And now I know that a lot of there are people here that like this game that are probably going to watch this in the future that are going to leave me comments like, oh, you're annoyed about this game because you're not listening to the dialogue boxes. Still playing in that little cave? Yes! I hate the look of this end. I know that they think it looks cool. Hope you're not getting in trouble. So do I have to go to that goddamn Forbidden Cavern? It pisses me off that that's not like a teleporter thing that I get to go on. That would be cool. I'm not curious. Like, they forgot the spark my curiosity thing. Bedtime soon. They want me to go to bed? Aha. So did they go to the Forbidden Cavern? What happens if I try to climb this? Well, that rewarded my curiosity. So I've been playing another JRPG that I'm enjoying, Trinity Trigger, and every town has little treasure chests for you to find, and every map tells you, every zone that you're in tells you how many treasures are in the zone, and I haven't even indicated that there are like blinky spots on the ground that I can click on to find items yet. And I get it that I'm in a flashback, and this is why you don't put flashbacks so early in games. There's nothing to explore. There's nothing to find. Yes, you're the fat kid. You made something to eat. Oh, a sandwich. That's an enormous sandwich. It's the size of his entire head. Wow, that's really great. I love when characters talk about how good the food that I watch them pretend to eat is. I hate this. Oh, neat. If it weren't so cliche, I would think that that was neat. Maybe if the story had begun with her in the cave and they're like, hey, have you been practicing your thing? And she's like, and then Garl's like, nah, we need to see you do it. You can totally do it. And then she does it a little bit. And then they're like, oh, I thought you could totally do that to break into the thing. I might be interested in breaking into this thing. But like I finally did it. We've never seen her try. I can only take their word for it that she's tried before. Like, have you never watched a movie? You don't start movies and television shows here. You always show them fail first. To show them overcome something. Ever missed because they played Final Fantasy IX. Jesus Christ. Oh, and then because they so desperately wants to be Chrono Trigger, it's going to try to rip off the only thing about Chrono Trigger that was unique and interesting, the combat system. So let's see how badly they... Oh my god, stop fucking talking! See how bad they fucked that up. Oh, okay, so I get to watch the combat happen. So we're thinking about this because Garl got hurt. Well, he's got a stupid name. I'm not high enough for this. I'm literally not even looking at the screen anymore. The reason that SNES games would do the flash on the screen and then the characters say I'm better is because that was all of the graphical resources. That was all of the memory that's all the space that they had. This game can be gigabytes. Multiple gigabytes. You don't have a space limitation. Those old games were also more economic in their text boxes because of space limitations, and because this game has no space limitations, they're just going to waste my fucking time. They're just going to waste my time for... I've been recording now for 20... God, why can't I say this? 22 minutes, and, well, now that I've stuttered my way through it, 33 seconds. Oh, now something neat happens. See, if I had just been able to do this to begin with, we'd skip the cave and just gone straight to this, I might have been interested in your dialogue boxes. When I met him, if he took me up here, maybe. Maybe. It looks neat. But this is why you don't let visual artists tell stories. Because the story part is the part that we're here for. Because, like, Final Fantasy IV is a hideously ugly game. I remember in high school being annoyed that it was even more hideously ugly than 1, 2, and 3. That it was terrible to look at. But it looked the way it did because of size limitations on the... I'm just skipping this. Oh, Innate Magic, Wonderful. I've been skipping all this. I fucking hate it. I don't care. I've even got my characters... Like, they're even doing so much work. They're having the characters exposition dialogue to themselves to me. Because they know that they haven't done enough to explain what's going on or hook my interest. I have no interest. Just because you've colored these words doesn't mean that I'm gonna care. This is not gameplay. This is not a video game, and it's not an RPG. So, if you checked in on my big 3 JRPG talk, where I talk about what makes a JRPG specifically, and then what is it about an RPG that makes it an RPG, and you know that I have an opinion about the 3 elements of the 3 letters of role-playing game, that there's a role, there's playing, and there's a game. in an RPG, and so far I have no role to play. I don't know who my role is. I don't know my characters. They've given me no desire, no ability to get to know my characters. There's no gameplay. I'm not playing a game. I'm just moving around a character from meaningless expositionary dialogue to meaningless expositionary dialogue. And frankly, very beautifully and very wonderfully realized environments. Like, this is a neat looking building, but I'm not looking at it and I don't care. I don't care about any of what I'm seeing. I'm trying to find the next thing so that I can get to where this game gets interesting. Like, at this point, I'm at the reading the first couple words of a paragraph in a novel because my friend said that the book was good, and I'm waiting for something to happen that's interesting. And it's just like, okay, well, I'm not allowed to go after the old man, so this is maybe an interesting place that you brought me to, but the only thing that you're having me do in it is leave. What the fuck? What's the point? Well, we brought you here so you could leave. What? I hate the floating island thing. It's such a fucking cliche now. Black Skylands. I actually am enjoying Rainbow Skies, but what I like about Rainbow Skies is that they don't like the people. The people that you're interacting with actually dislike the people that live on the floating island. That the floating island isn't the cool thing, because the floating island is such a goddamn JRPG cliche. And this still has me wondering, this has me answering the question of whether non-Japanese people can make a Japanese RPG that's worth a damn. Obviously they can't, because they don't understand the J part. They don't actually understand what makes it a JRPG. They don't understand they don't understand what they're making. What am I doing? I haven't talked to this person. Wonderful. This is making me angry. This is just progressively pissing me off. Like I would have already rage quit. I never would have made it past the fact that this is a flashback. This isn't even happening. It's already happened. I don't need to experience this. Christ, the bed matters. How can all of these beds be for you? You are a seriously greedy shit. You're one person. How can you need 6 beds? And so for the bed, it brings up a prompt that I'm allowed to target it, but not the save points, and not the rope, and not when I jump. That's dumb. That's just a stupid design. Why can't I skip these cutscenes? Like, I can't long press A to skip. I can't. So, like, if they want me to play this game multiple times and they really think I'm going to sit and read training weapons, they really think I'm going to sit and read all of this. I've already had 3 training combat encounters. Well, I skipped one because why is this happening? This is supposed to be a montage in the middle of the game when I already know these characters and we're just taking time to live in their lives. My eyes are closed. I'm so angry I can't look at this. So I'm just mashing A. Oh, a black screen. Now push-ups and sit-ups. Not a mini-game. It's not like mini-games, right? So like any JRPG like this, I'd have to do a mini-game where I have to race him because I chose to be him. Or I have to outdo sit-ups him because I chose to be him. Like Cloud, having to do the workout mini-games. Why are there no mini-games? Why is there no gameplay? Oh, I'm shaking. I am getting increasingly frustrated. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing because I refuse to read this dialogue. And how is there not a... How is this? How is it this? How is this your tutorials? This place is called an academy. This is not an academy. An academy is a building on a hill. This is a wizard university. It's not even that. This is it's like a monastery in the sky. This is not an academy. I think that you speak in all caps like a Republican newsletter. If it had begun with this, if it had gone new game, select your character, and they were talking to that Berguina guy and running around in circles, I might have found this charming. I might have found all of this charming the first time they used their magic in front of their teacher. I might have found all that charming. Sewing kit. Oh, and now we're working loom. This is dumb. Well, I'm bored too. I wish I hadn't clicked out of that so fast. I'm definitely going to have to find that exact frame, and that's my fucking thumbnail. Shit. Tweet that out. I couldn't agree with Valir more. I'm also bored. Why do I have... Oh, thank God. So if I play as the boy, does he get bored? Does he stand up and say, I'm bored. I'm going to go eavesdrop on the adult conversation in plain sight of the adults. Some green eagle. Bruges over here. And she just looks like right at your character, but I'm hidden. And so they trained and they sewed 4 days, comma, and then for months, ellipses. Even the people telling the story are bored with the story. I don't care. Yeah, even they know we need to get this on with. Faster now. This all should have been a montage. This should have been a montage with dialogue that I don't need to skip. That I don't need to interact with. All of this should have just been happening in a cutscene montage. 10 years ago, this conversation happened. None of this is relevant to why we're on the hill. None of this is relevant. We were looking for a camp spot. A few weeks later, Jesus fucking Christ, the time skipping. If this is so relevant, why didn't the story begin here? This is not gameplay. This is not a deep and rich story. This is a waste of my time and my money. I'm watching the clock now. 32 minutes. Jesus Christ. So they describe the entrance to the academy in 2 different ways. The entrance to the south. Outside the academy. Why didn't you tell me the direction that it's from the first time? You just assume I know what you know. You made the game. You know a lot more about this game than I do, and I haven't beat it yet. And now they're telling me about how food tastes and about how a landscape looks. A landscape that I would much rather just be in, and now we're doing more push-ups, and there's still no mini-games, no character development. And yep, they know that they are being tedious. Because they trained and then the moment that we're in. That's all that happened. All that happened is their backstory is that they trained. And so the first dialogue box could have been like, oh man, all that 8 years of training after we went to that place when we weren't supposed to and those 2 adults went away to do that thing, it sure has amounted to nothing. That could have been the first dialogue box. And she could have been like, you're fucking right. Let's go take a nap. Oh shit, there's a thing behind this. Let's remember how to do combat because we haven't been allowed out of the academy since we were little kids and tried to sneak away. Remember when we did that? And then he could be like, yeah, I totally remember. All right, how do I swing my weapon? What does it mean to have weapon affinities? What do combos mean? And they could have all of that right there on your first fucking screen. You could have skipped all of this. 30 fucking minutes, almost 35 minutes of gameplay. And I skipped it for you right there, 15 seconds, and we're fucking done. We're playing a game. Headmaster, we think we're ready. I know you think you're ready. We're still not done with this flashback. Oh, they're back! Yay, wonderful. That amounted to nothing. So I'm not looking for them. We're not even scouting to look for them. I have to talk to... I don't want to... Fucking shit, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know. I see. They don't feel like they need to tell me how their combat system works because it's Octopath Traveler's combat system. So it looks like Chrono Trigger and its derivative of Octopath Traveler and Bravely Default. Okay, that's kind of neat. I don't hate that. I do hate that. This is one of these games. Because they've played a mobile JRPG. I have to use my regular attacks to get my MP back. I hate that. I hate that. That's one of my... And then... This is how they think to incorporate Chrono Trigger's only interesting element, the combo attacks, is with a combo attack. That's fucking lame. And they played Mario RPG, cycle through a... I hate this combat system. I hate these. Where I have to choose the order I attack in, where they're like, oh yeah, no, we'll let you make sure that you get your synergies every time. It's like... I hate this. Just give me a... I have to do that. Yes, I also played Mario RPG. Yeah, I love how the Switch can't decide whether it wants to be when I press or when I release the button, so that's going to be fun to miss most of the time. I don't want to do this anymore. Why did he get back up? Oh, so this game just has no stakes. So there's just no stakes. It's just... I'm literally not even looking at the screen. Just wasting my fucking time. Oh, before I forget this key item. There really are no stakes. You can just fall hundreds of feet into water and only go land in it up to your neck. Just no stakes whatsoever. Well, there's a treasure chest over there, so that's at least something that's got my interest. Oh, looky look, a puzzle. This is just making me grimace. Just frowning. Yes, I've also played a JRPG before. I don't want to fight these. I don't want to fight you motherfucking things. This can suck my ass. You were a dumb bitch. Well, hey, you know what? At least they know that they're supposed to reward me for doing combat encounters. They haven't yet, but they did that time. They hadn't yet, but they... see, why is there nothing to find laying on the ground? Not like a potion or... And see, when there's not like a potion or gold or things lying on the ground, that means that the game's economy... The game's economy is going to be too simple. It means that I'm not going to need to heal. And I already know I don't need to heal. Yeah, I don't... Well, I do need to heal. He's low health. Okay, that's good. I didn't think I needed to heal between combat encounters, so that's good. Another ornate stone. Oh, looky look. I have to do another combat encounter. Goodness gracious. Well, at least they know some of the basics. Okay, so the one over their head is how long until they act. This is not the best. Like, as far as defending, I can't. It's just not working. I don't know what these assholes are weak against. But I do know that he's dead. I can't find it. It said right as it attacks, but... With them, it's the moment before the actual weapon, the actual attack lands. But if that's when it is with the enemies, I'm just not finding it. I'm not likely to find it. Like, this isn't Mario RPG. Now, when Mario RPG comes out, it's going to be impossible for me to hate play that, because that was my first ever favorite video game. Final Fantasy VI was too hard. I actually thought Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was too hard. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was the first game that I ever bought. I bought it from a pawn shop for like $5. Or whatever. Kid money. Enough money that a kid was able to buy it with the money that he had. Yep. Boss fight. Oh, and look at that. Because they've played Chrono Trigger, it's got to look like the robots. Oh, thanks for healing me. And telling me what your weaknesses are. I love that you did that. That's the very best. Yes, I remember. Okay. Yep. Jesus Christ. Shuffle, weakness, sun. Well, thank you for telling me what your weakness is. That's my favorite. I love it when enemies just make it easy. 3. Vulnerable. Yeah, I'm not likely to find there. I'm not likely to find the defense spot. It's not quite, actually, when you hit it on the offense. It's not quite, actually, the moment that you land. It's like, right before, like, he pulls back, and then you actually... There. Okay. It's right as the animation after they pull back. Sword. Well, he's not going to get to attack 3 times before... Ah. Okay, well they've at least made some strategy. You have to play tactically in order to... I think tactics is over the long term, but I guess there are no stakes. I mean, that was easy as shit, but at least there's some strategy to it. And hey, I get to make unmeaningless decisions. I get to pick how my character develops. I'm trying to think, like, if I have so little mana that I can't attack twice, MP that I can't attack twice. I don't know where I got mana from. Mana was what it was called in Magic Carpet. And hey, video game developers, if you're listening and you wanted to make a Magic Carpet port for the Switch, especially Magic Carpet 2, I never played Magic Carpet 3 if it existed. Please make that happen for me. I would play the absolute fuck out of those games. If they were on the Switch again. And indie developers, if you ever played the Magic Carpet series, just rip that off as hard as you can and make another one. You know, a flight simulator where you also shoot balls of magic and lightning and you have to make a castle. Very fucking cool game. Very fucking cool game. That was my favorite part of visiting. I'm still not listening to, or this is still a flashback, so I'm not paying a lick of attention to what's going on. There's something going on with Gad. Like, you don't need to know. You don't need to know any of this to know that, you know, Gad's not here. He left some sort of letter. I'm literally getting a word every few text boxes, and I can tell you not what's going on, but I mean, I did just sort of summarize it, right? Something's going on with Gad. Egads, the fat kid, is acting out for attention. Who would have thought? Just a bunch of bullshit. Okay, relics that I can something or whatever with X. I gotta get more stoned if I'm gonna enjoy this. Legitimately, the music is pissing me off. I don't know if I'm recording the music, and I don't know... Maybe somebody can help me out. I'm using... What am I using? Give me a second, I can't read my own thing. I'm using OBS to record this. And I don't know how... I did it once for a short amount of time, but I don't know how to make it actually record the game sound. Because I think I'm supposed to be able to do that. So what is going on? What are we doing? Arm was starting to hurt from the position I'm in. Moon Cradle, Forbidden Cavern. Is this it? Am I coming back here? Did Egads come here in his acting out? For what it's worth, what I'm intoxicating with is legal and legally obtained. Okay. So these are the doodads that almost killed my bro. Okay, well I like that. I don't like it when games don't do this. I wish I had a visual, but I do like that. I'll give them props for that. They got that part of the combat right. I forgot that I could do that. I forgot I could defend against that. Splashes to motherfuckers. So what happens if I hold it for too long? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, okay. It gets dramatically smaller immediately after 4. Alright, well, now that it's a JRPG and we're back in... Well, we're actually not back in real time, are we? Man, it pisses me off. I'm still in a flashback, but at least this is familiar to me, and it's familiar enough that I'm willing to sit through it and not bitch. Because this is what I want to be doing when I play a JRPG. I want to be exploring caves and dungeons. I want to be traversing walls. I want to be making stupid mistakes like that to start my way back over into the dungeon. This is what I want to be doing. So if their developers are willing to give me that much, at least, I don't have to run around as the boy as the main character. Right? So, I know that I'm hate playing this because I hate it, and I would have never, without recording, I never would have had any reason to get past the 10 years ago screen. Oh, neat. Hey, I can finally open this menu. I'm into that. I prefer to like things. That's why I don't play past parts of games that I find intolerable. If it's like, I hate this, I don't like it, I don't continue. Because I prefer to do things that I like. I prefer to spend my time doing things I like. And so, in a lot of ways, I suppose, I could take it optimistic and I could say that this whole Hate Plays channel is an attempt to find something I like in these games that I would never play because I hate them on principle. And hating something on principle is frequently how you miss out on good things. That's why I've tried to collect these. I don't like. This is why I want a visual representation of how big it is. Like, why can't I hit both of these? What's that about? Why can I hit these two but not these two? I don't remember what I was saying before that. By the way, that's why I've thought very, very hard about maybe doing the Talking to Myself series while I play, and I've already forgotten, and I don't want to. When I forget what I'm talking about when I'm talking to myself, and it's just me and the mic, I can back up to remember what I was talking about. So maybe. And this is really up to you, the audience, because this is still talking to myself, but it is decidedly... I hate when switches don't do anything obvious. Decidedly for an audience this time. Yeah, no shit, the key is up there. It could have just said locked and I would have been fine. I don't like when games try to... Okay. So this knocks that back down so that after I get the key... Easy puzzle, but I like that we're... I like that we're ratcheting up the difficulty with each puzzle. I have to make a couple of laps in order to figure it out. Interact with everything a couple of times. Not everything, but some things a couple of times. Actually, I only interacted with the Switch multiple times, but... Doesn't matter! Doesn't matter. I would live stream, is what I was talking about earlier. Learned combo skill Mending Light, so I can do a little bit of damage and heal, probably. Okay. I don't like that the combos are their own currency that you have to build up like in an action RPG. So they're basically what they've done is they've realized that using your turn to get an attack with somebody who's not on their turn and like in Chrono Trigger, and that being able to do that a lot means that you have to increase the overall HP of the enemies, so the enemies have to hit harder. Fights either have to last longer, or enemies have to hit harder in order for you to have any difficulty. And that's where the difficulty in Chrono Trigger comes from, is that the fights either last for goddamn ever because the enemies have so much health, or they just hit like a truck. So you have to always be over leveled in order to manageably survive in Kingdom Hearts. And so what this game has done is that they're going to give you your coolest attacks are basically limit breaks. Like that's how they balanced, the Final Fantasies after 6, because there are limit breaks in 6, but in order to activate them, it requires very, very specific specific conditions is how people say that phrase. They require specific conditions, namely being low health for like a while. I should have done the other one, but it's going to get to attack me anyway, so I guess I could have made it weaker. Well, I see now that the combat has... So, I mean, I do like the numbers indicating when they're going to attack. I'm into that. I'll figure out how to block eventually. And I like that if I get the critical, it actually does take off 2 boxes. I wish that were the case actually in Octopath Traveler. So one of the things that I bitched about, and one of the things, I don't think I bitched about, one of the things I mentioned in previous pods is that I would rather fix a literary or video game project in areas that I thought were broken and make it better than try to make an original IP. And they did make that better. Yes, there's very clearly... I don't like it when video games do that. There's a reason that when you walk through these sections in Final Fantasy VI, for example, the party doesn't talk to one another. There's a reason for that. It's because, yeah, I can also see that. So am I her or am I playing the game? Because I guess if what you're trying to say is that I'm not her, then yeah, sure, they would have talked to one another about how to explore the cave. But if I'm experiencing this as her, I need her to tell him to stop telling me what to do. And if I'm exploring this as him and she tells him how to go, then that's just a... Oh yeah, they definitely played... That's just Lavos. I guess other people would call it Lavos. I don't know what it's weak against. This is fucking dumb and pisses me off. Oh my god. I hate when things are so derivative it's obvious. That's so obviously Lavos. They even have it in the cave so that it maintains the stupid look of Lavos. This is annoying to me. 1, 2, and then... Yep, okay. I miscounted, but I knew where it was. I was right about when to let go. In my mind. In my mind is how Dan Hansis says that. I said bug bombs. Gonna blow up a bug bomb. It's gonna suck my butt. Stupid bug bomb. Alright. Press A to deflect. Every time I have to activate this, I have to do... And it fucks me up. Every time. Okay. I'm like thinking I want to spend... It's way too easy to activate that because I missed it. And that's annoyingly difficult to activate. Ow. I have a combo point. I shouldn't do this. I like to play aggressive. 1, 2. Giant ball and throw. Tomato Club. Oh, is that what that old man was giving me? Was a bunch of damn food? Waste my time. I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. Because they don't want me to play aggressive. They want me to play all defensive, like I'm afraid of the game, but I ain't afraid of your shit. You're not nearly as big or ugly as my dad. You're way more pixelated than he is. But I'll play tactically for you, game. I'll give you what you want. I'll give you what you want. I'll be cool. Press A to deflect. A. 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 It's not at the same distance from her every time. That one's difficult for me. I'm gonna struggle with it. I should have used the heal, or I should have used the attack to get the MP back, because now I have to use the heal. Oh, I got the first one. I forgot that he has just a straight up heal. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, I don't like it when it does that. It looks weird. And the reason I don't like it when it does that is I forget every time that it drops rocks on her. Well, on both of them, but it hits her every time I block it with him. That's tough. I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna. It's what the game wants me to do. I don't know if I can crit that, but... I was nowhere close. This is gonna hurt. Oh. That wasn't anywhere approaching as impressive as I thought it was gonna be. I shouldn't even be attacking them. I shouldn't even waste my time on them. I need to just kill this thing. Kill this motherfucker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, fuck you. And then I'll do what you want. You want me to heal, because you're not going to indicate to me, Jesus, this fight's boring. I'm bored. Because the stakes are so low, he does low enough damage that I'm not really threatened by him killing me. I'm not afraid of him killing me. Okay, that's a fun challenge. If I hit the right spell. Of course I didn't. Now he gets 3 of them. Alright, now you're trying to make me feel some kind of way. A little tightness in my pants, maybe. I'm certain that there is nobody who wanted to hear me say that who's listening now. Scare owls is what they call that. See, the annoying thing about this, to me, and the reason that I don't like it being in a flashback, is that I can't get more powerful than I was at the beginning of the game. So even though if what the game is trying to tell me is that the narrative development supersedes character development, that gets us back to our conversation we were having about what is a JRPG when I was in my Brotato review, when I was saying that, you know, Brotato is actually my favorite JRPG, and it's not of 2023, and it's not even, I don't even know how much not JRPG, it's my favorite RPG, and I don't know how much R or P it has in it, but it has tons of G. And the G, when you're talking in the context of RPG, is in a lot of ways the character development. You're talking about your character growth when you level and stuff. And so I know that I gained a level, and I know that I was able to pick a point and develop that level. But actually, I did that in the past, is what I'm saying. This annoys me that I can't actually get more powerful than I was. That's why I didn't actually fight a boss, and my first boss is actually in the past relative to the narrative. I don't like that. I don't like that interesting things have already happened to our heroes. Wow, somebody really played a lot of Tales. The switch that turns on the laser bridge was like Tales of Symphonia had so many of those it was started to get annoying. I beat Tales of Symphonia, but it started to become a hate play by the end. I beat it because a friend wanted me to play it, so I did, but... Come on. Now see, if this had been the second scene, if we had done my initial saying what the first 15 seconds of the game was, and then this screen is what it cut to when it felt insecure about what it was doing. So if we had opened with the first 15 suggestions that I thought, and then instead of a flashback in time, we just cut to this, I'd be interested, because who doesn't like a good three-eyed plague mask? I mean, the character design is cliche and tacky and looks stupid, but they at least tried. The really funny thing about this is that it's so derivative of the Dream Drop Distance, I think. The one Kingdom Hearts that you're not actually able to play in the Kingdom Hearts collection that's available on the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch currently. The handheld one that I think was a mobile phone game available in Japan. That scene right there is so derivative of that Kingdom Hearts, it just makes me roll my eyes. And then this, the overworld looking the way it does, is so Breath of Fire 3, it makes me roll my eyes. Like, all of these things I have nostalgia for, and I like seeing them in modern games. It's like, oh yeah, cool, I remember when Breath of Fire 3 was like this, and I really like Breath of Fire 3, but like, you gotta be better. You have to be better than what Breath of Fire 3 was, or you're just ripping off. Why does this guy sell better weaponry than what I can get at a place called an academy? Why did I leave there without the option of buying an adventurer's vest? Well, I did find a second one. That's good news. But why did I leave there without the option to buy these things? Because the game developers are assholes. Thank you for that, at least. Thank you for allowing me to equip things. Yeah, they've played Tales. But by my own admission, the Tales games belong in the big three, so ripping off or homaging the Tales games means that you've played the big three. Now, oh, look at that, I can walk slowly by barely moving the controller. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Why did that go so far? Oh, it's even Breath of Fire 3's exact. Okay, well, I said I didn't want to do this and that I wasn't into it, but if it's Breath of Fire 3's fishing system, that's the best fishing minigame I've ever played, and I do like this, actually. Okay, I like this. I like this a great deal, actually. This I like. I like that a lot. Okay. So that's I'm gonna waste a lot of time doing that because I like that. I like a good fishing minigame. It's nice and interactive. It's winnable. I like that. Okay. A+, guys. Your mini games. Why? But how long have I been recording? It took me almost an hour to say something nice about this game, and it's 1:10 before I find something I want to do twice. Come on. You can do better. You can do better. I wish they just skipped to this. I don't want to go to the mountain trail. Where am I going? I don't know. Solstice Shrine sounds cooler. It's got a better name. Mountain Trail is where the game opened. I'm bad with names. So I'm going to pretend like you're playing with me at least. It's locked, but you can open it. You're so funny, Vincent. It's obviously not where I'm supposed to go. I wish I were paying attention to what the story was about. I no longer remember. Egads is still mad, I guess. Call him Josh Gad. It's unfortunate that he might be kind of lame as a person. Because he's a Dolphins fan, and I'm supposed to like other Dolphins fans. Actually, I kind of think that being a Dolphins fan might expose you as being lame. That's why I divorced them. Alright, got a cough. We made it to the mountain trail. Hey, I remember this. That's annoying. That's not clever. It's not cute. It's not clever. It's not clever and it's not cute. Of course something's coming out of those bushes. I mean, you didn't put a particle effect on him for no reason. That guy smells so fucking bad. Oh, it's Egads and his fucked up eye. And yeah, again, they've played... They've clearly played Atelier. Is it Sophie? Yeah, Atelier Sophie has the fat kid. If his weapon is an anchor, we'll know. Isn't that what that... No, wrong game. The fat kid in... I'm not allowed to refer to him as the fat kid, but I mean, that's what they've done. They've made the stereotypical the fat kid from the 90s. I mean, this is like, he's like the kid from the Goonies. And the next thing he's going to be doing, does he really use a whip? Of course he thinks he's fucking Indiana Jones. They're gonna have him do the truffle shuffle to join the fucking party. Do it! Do it! The warrior cook. Oh. So he's not only the fat kid, he's Indiana Jones if he were, what's the guy with the fork in Final Fantasy IX? He's got a hold of something called Wrath or Wraith. Every single day, and then we're going back to them telling me how good food tastes. I can't skip this fast enough. Literally, it won't let me. I don't want to talk to them. I'll gather those berries, though. That's fine. I like gathering berries. That's unironic. Oh my god. You've heard me talk about how much I like the Atelier series. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to... No. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop. Why? This is the worst cooking tutorial of all time. I hate games that make you do long presses for simple things. They ruined my favorite thing about the Grandia series, is the sitting around the camps and getting to know one another. They ruined... They took a basic gameplay element from the JRPG, the sitting around the campfire and sharing a meal and having a conversation, and they ruined it. If I had gotten to choose who I was talking to there, I might have taken the time to get to know and like Garl and Dickhead, but I didn't. I hope you're listening to this. I hope one of the developers tunes into this and hears what I'm saying. You've made every single amateur storyteller mistake. You've given me no opportunities and no incentive to get to know these characters. I have the opposite of desire to know them. What? Cauldron lid. Yeah, of course he does. Because he's the fat kid. It's such a tasteless stereotype. It was tasteless when Sophia did it. At least in Sophia, they acknowledge it frequently. Like the other characters are like, bro, maybe you should address your weight. Like maybe, but. And his character development is growing up out of the laziness that allowed him to put on the weight in the first place. And his character, as you get to know him, isn't just the fat kid. You know, he's a complex person, but Garl's identity is food. Like, that's just a one-dimensional portrayal of this person. Do I have to... No, I can't. I don't think I can block those. Hey, at least he uses a shield, and for fuck's sake, at least he holds his goddamn weapon in his primary hand instead of his shield in his primary hand. I fucking hate it when artists do that. Have people left-handed. Fight left-handed with a sword and shield. You would never learn to fight left-handed with a sword and shield. You would be a liability to everybody else in the shield wall if you were left-handed. Fighting left-handed. It's like being at a long dinner table and being the only left-handed person. Like, you have to sit on there's only like one spot that you can sit, and it's at the very ends. And even then, you're annoying the hosts. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to be left-handed. My dad was left-handed, and he got all of the PTSD that comes with the trauma of growing up in the 70s and 80s being left-handed. So, you know, I am aware of the beatings and the general lack of kindness which left-handed people have historically experienced. Look at me. I'm so fucking bored by this game. That was my best one yet. I'm talking about the trauma of left-handed people. So if I hit him, it might bounce, right? Oh. Why did it do that? That kind of annoyed me. I got quiet because I felt that was unjust. What the shit? So at least they've got his shield in the correct hand. That's what I was trying to say. Garl hurls an enemy to another position. I misread that and fucked that attack up. So can I always... I can't choose to have somebody attack twice in a row. That's interesting. Now, does that prevent them from using an attack at all? Damn. Eat a snack, girl. Hey, at least it was a healthy snack. I'm really not going to fat shame him the whole time. I'm not fat shaming him to begin with. My dad and my brother, again, both grew up being shamed for their weight when both of them were really just tall. They would have been called hefty, but they were just big, tall, stout boys. And I don't think that Garl, honestly, if I knew Garl, that would be my opinion of Garl, is that he's just a big boy. Not that he's heavy, but that he's a tall, thick-set dude with slow metabolism. But damn, everything about him is going to be about his belly. How he likes to eat. I mean, even his character animation, they make sure that his celebration, he looks to you and sticks his belly out and it flops. Gotta make sure that we remember that he's the fat kid. So who's really fat shaming him when I point out that he's being fat shamed by his animations? I will walk upstairs to jump down a ledge. That's something that you now know about me. And yeah, I'm gonna pick up those... Ooh, that was neat. I actually liked that. It didn't look like it was gonna fall. That one's going to. And those, I'm into that. Now, they're no danger to me, so it's just neat, but I'm into it. Whatever. I like it. See, now that I'm doing what I want to be doing, now that I'm traversing, see, like, they have all these... I like when a lot of games frequently forget to have different traversal types and different traversal animations. So that this game is at least taken the... I shouldn't have done that. It's at least taken the time to have different... You know, it's not always just a straight, like a path winding around the mountains. Like, you know, I like that. Oh, I'm into it. Now that I'm doing what I want to be doing, I'm going to calm down a lot about this game. But because of the very basic nature of the mistakes it makes, I'll never be able to say that this is a good game. I might be able to say that the combat system is fun, or I might be able to say that I beat it, or that I ultimately played all the way through it, but I'll never be able to say it's a good game, because it's just not a good game, it's a bad game. Bad story. Why didn't I have to do that one? It did that one for me, so has it just come to the conclusion that I don't want to do that? Again, they've played the Atelier games because and Ys, if you remember me talking JRPGs, the knocking those things down, I know that that's a castle, what do they call those, Metroidvania thing, but they're a big part of the exploration and the dungeon exploration in Ys and the Atelier series is that knocking, bridges and rope ladders and things of that nature. What other game? I was thinking, Tales. That's a big part of the Tales traversals too. So maybe they haven't played. I'm sure they've played Atelier, but maybe they haven't. Basic Salad. Now is this heals? Oh, right. This is for end combat. What happened to my fillet? I thought I made. Can I only make one of these? I shouldn't make that. I mean, it's gonna go bad a long time before anybody eats it. You know what happens when I click rest? Is it gonna give me a cutscene? Or is it gonna do what I want it to do and heal me? Hey, look at that. No cutscene. I get to go back to what I want to be doing, which is exploring a dungeon. I like this. I enjoy this. This part I'm enjoying a great deal. Hi-ga-hoy. And then I can hit him with a fireball. Oh, look at that. I can hit all of them with a fireball. Hold A for power. 1, 2, 3, 4, and throw. That's interesting. I was actually talking in the last episode of my podcast about the Kamehameha wave or maintaining an energy until it's big enough that you can throw it like that. So that's interesting. The recency bias of my thoughts. So I was talking about something similar, and then here I'm going to be meditating on what it means to do that every time I use that spell. Yawning. Recipe chaudray. Very French in a world that has yet to introduce a French person. But also that's a Tales thing, is finding recipes to cook shit out in the universe world. And then it gets to attack, and it's gonna me, and I'm so rarely going to block these. Yeah. I'm going to do an experiment on the next loading screen. Unless I forget about it, but I said it out loud, so maybe I'll do it. Hey! That was part of what I wanted to do an experiment for. Now, I use her spells a lot. And I use him to heal a lot. So I should have him have a bunch of HP so that he doesn't have to heal himself as much. Oh, are they all going to gain their levels at the same time every time? I rarely do this. I rarely take magic defense in games. I rarely stack it because the only way to explain why I like to do it is that I like to give the game a chance. It's such an arrogant thing to say, but yeah, I like to give the game a chance to hurt me. Ugh. That's so lame. It's so unlikely that I'm going to knock down both of his shields. All three. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. That was hard. It accelerates a lot. Ooh, I got that one. It accelerates a lot faster than I think it's going to. Turns out I'm glad I gave him HP because he'd been dead. All right, that's not gonna kill you, but we'll try it. Damn. Eight ain't too bad. Alright, one more times. No, not indeed one more times. We're going to heals. And we're just gonna take the L. What I should have done is switched over to him. And then I probably could have switched to EGADs and done even better. I'll get that one day. I know it. I don't mind it dropping the loot on the field like that, like an action RPG, after the combat's over. I actually kind of like it. It gets me out of combat faster. Like, I've been playing Rainbow Skies, and I really like Rainbow Skies. Rainbow Skies actually makes me laugh. The story, the presentation's actually funny. It's so cliche and dumb, they've made it really funny. It's basically a comedy game. But you have to individually select every item, every piece of loot that you get after combat, and I don't particularly love that. I would trade that tomorrow. Alright, well, I'm actually not as annoyed by this as I thought I would be. So I wonder how much talking to myself I'm going to end up doing as I do the thing that I want to be doing. I like this. This is a decently... What do we got here? This looks like a talkie. Can I talk to those? Like, this is a fairly expansive and fairly well designed actually level. The level layout's pretty good. I like it. I like that. I shouldn't punish the game's director because he or she is actually it is how that used to be said, but I didn't think this was going to be a cutscene. I was hoping this was going to be an extra. That cave down yonder needs to be explored still. Oh, I hate that. It looks stupid. Yep, skipping the conversation. Hate it. Hate the talking. They wanted it to be an owl, so it acts like an owl. They like the owl. Was it Rats of Nim? Isn't there an owl character like that in Link? There's a tree that kind of looks like that in Link. Is it Link to the Past? Link's Awakening? There's a great big owl. God damn, this is going on forever. I have literally not been reading. I've been watching his character animation. Yes, it's a test for the Solstice Warriors, I know. This could have been 2 or 3 dialogue boxes. Two talk boxes. Oh my god, why is there a loading screen? If this goes into a flashback, I'm gonna be pissed off. This game has an enormous amount of loading screens. For what it is. Fucking shit, stop talking to me. Okay, so they played Dragon Age. Well, thanks for making that choice meaningless. Oh, that might be dumb. So it's just it's an elaborate and not particularly interesting excuse to have the boost from Bravely Default, Octopath Traveler, etc. I don't want to do this. Deedle-deedle-doo. Okay, so of course now I get to make unmeaningless choices about where I go because I have to do 3 trials of some sort. And see, there's still nothing on the ground. There's no reason to go walk over there. There's no reason to walk over here. There's no reason to go to these places. Yeah, sure, there's a chest over here, but that's a chest. That's different. Huh. Well, that's convenient. You can do that. If you attack them... What the fuck? Use it. What am I not... Shit. Oh, he dead. I see what I was doing wrong. I think I might have blocked that. I fucked that up. I don't know about the get up thing. I don't know about the get up after a few turns thing. I like that dropped 2 items. I don't know that they were useful, but I like that it happened. Now, that's probably the way out. Probably the way I came from. And then I can... Yeah, that's convenient. I'm into that. And then it gets to attack. And then if I... Now. Nope. Oh. Neat. It dropped 2 things even though I fucked up. Okay, that's nice. Not what I thought was going to happen. So does that mean... I bet you... Good job. Well, they're going to have this down pat for me. There, I figured that one out. Oh, I get my crits most of the time. That's nice. Like, one of the things I don't like about Final Fantasy VIII, one of the things that I'm not in love with about Final Fantasy VIII is that it's really hard for me to get the crits on the characters who aren't Squall. Like, Squalls I'm pretty good at, but, like, I could never figure out Quistis, Renoa. Selphie I get sometime. Irvin I've never figured out. Zells I'll get sometimes, but rarely. If I remember correctly, even Cyphers, when you play as Cypher, is hard. Or maybe you never get to play as Cypher. I can't remember if you play as Cypher, if he's ever in the party, but even if he's not in the party, I remember trying to block his being difficult. His animation. I remember their animations being... Oh, there's a wall I can climb right here. I remember their animations being difficult. To get the artifact, you'll need to answer 3 questions. Oh, fucking god damn it. Of these, which one generates MPs attacking? Yes, thank you. I know that. Oh. I don't like when they do this. I don't like when games quiz me. Tales of Symphonia got me with that multiple times, like quizzing me about dialogue in the game because I'd been skipping it. What is the name of the school I went to? Well, it can't be elementary because I was making fun of it for being called an academy. Zenith Elementary is a cooler name, though. Especially if they use elementals, like the elements. I wish I could climb faster. Found mushroom scramble. I wish I could do this a little faster, too. I'm impressed with Garl being able to do it. Doodin-da-be-dee. And the third one is something lame, like one very important solstice warrior duty is destroy dwellers who became vulnerable or which natural phenomena. Correct answer is eclipse, and now I have to go through all that horse shit again. Wonderful! Well, thank you for telling me the correct answer. Maybe it'll be a different question next time. Oh, I messed up. It's just after it hits the ground. I fucked hers up. I tried to use R1 because I was thinking about Final Fantasy VIII. Stereotypical combat music. Doon-da-ba-dee-doo. You really gonna make me walk all the way up there? I wonder what those are that I'm picking up. Oh no, it's not going to make me walk all the way up there. It's not going to make me answer the question again. I mean, it is going to make me walk all the way up there, but it's not going to make me answer the questions again. It's going to unlock all the puzzles for me. You either were paying attention or you have to do 3 extra combat sequences, and that's cool. I'll do an extra combat sequence and walk 3 times as far, if necessary. 4 times as far, I guess, would have been the case. To not have to pay attention to the dialogue as the game is going on, because you're bad writers. Alright, let's press this little dick sticking up out of the ground. Oh, and then the dick retracted, entered the body, and that happened. Interesting. There's a teleport platform. 1 more times. And so this one is probably going to be the least interesting one then, because it's the last shiny poil. Yep. I don't like it when I can't just hold down A to do series of jumps like that. Because I don't have a jump command. I feel like I can't jump in at other times. Probably gonna wipe. This one's gonna hurt. Suck my butt. Ouch. Nope. That wasn't what I meant to do, but it is what I did do, so. Not doing awesome, gonna die. It's not gonna be awesome. Actually, I might not wipe. And she might come back with enough HP that I don't need to heal after this fight. That'd be sweet. She coming back? Not likely. Hey! Check it. And you're dead now. You're dead now. Oh yeah, they all gained their we have one experience pool. I don't know how I feel about that. Not every design choice they make has to be a bad one, in my opinion. I don't know how it's balanced. I don't know that I need to know how it's balanced to have an opinion about it. I don't have an opinion right now. Just, if I get more characters, it just means after combat it's gonna be annoying with decisions about how they develop. It's me doing a lot of it all at once. Unless they give me the option to skip it. It's just gonna be like Dragon Age. When you swap in people that you haven't played with for a while and they've gained a bunch of experience and you have to respec them. Not worried about it. Done it a bunch in other games. It's just, you know. Is it a net negative? This is a bad game. Do you feel ready? No, I guess I should probably heal. Let's do some cooking and some roast savage. Yeah, I should probably do that. I hate long press. I don't love the noises that makes. Hoigin dogoi. Oh wait, I didn't even do the thing that I said, what I came back there to do. I should save in case I wipe, but I feel like it's going to be impossible to wipe in this game. Oh my. So am I not allowed to use this? I'm surprised he isn't wearing the Elder Ring. Okay, so when I attack the body, the sword hits me. I said I think it's going to be difficult to wipe, but this fight's going to make me wipe. Alright, so let's do a suck it up in my butt, and then hit the sword. Vulnerable. Hey. Look how smart your boy is. Bagoosh! Alright. Do I have a... I should spend MP. But I don't really... Oh, here, you know what? I should practice. Press A to deflect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But... I thought I was doing pretty well. Elder Miss Sword is feeling fines now. Ouch. Dead. I can't say anything other than that I hate this character's design. I don't like looking at it. It reminds me of Cuphead. It doesn't say he's going to attack soon, does it? No, what if I... Because this is going to hurt. What if I do this? That was really not a lot of damage. What if I do the same thing? But this time... he's going to attack. Hey, nice. And then it's her turn. And I should be able to go douche, douche, douche. And then I should be able to smack it real hard. Wrong attack. I should be able to smack it real hard. Nice. And then this should prevent it from attacking. And then I should be able to do a big heal on everybody. I'll tell you what, they've done a good job with the combat mechanic and giving you lots of things, like lots of choices to make. But they've also made me not very powerful, so these fights are going to last a long time. Have to spend his mana. MP. 1, 2, 3, and big one. Oh, I messed up. The big one is the 1. Or that is the 3. And then I should be able to 1, 2, 3, and I should be able to do like a big attack on the head and go deflect the Dex. 1, 2. Ah, 15 ain't too bad. Is that how many that was? I lost count. Oh, he died. I didn't like that he was on his knees. $230. Did I not level from that? No. It's just like a token victory. Do I have to go back through those? Hope not. It's given me no quest book in my menu, of course, so I can't even, like, if I step away from the game for a few days, I can't even get a refresher on what I'm supposed to be doing. Now my journey is beginning? Now it's beginning? How long have I been recording? 1 hour and 55 minutes. 2 hours. You made me play for 2 hours before the journey begins. I don't even know what the plot of this game is yet. Like, there's no existential threat. Bring us the dawn. Oh, God. Somebody really liked Moon Knight. Chris Tales tried to do something like this with a day, or not a day, like a time mechanic like this, and it was a really neat visual gag. But I'm not going to act like I don't think this is tedious. Like, if the game had indicated in any kind of way that... Can I save? Yes? What happens when I set up camp? Please don't give me a cutscene. Okay, so that's 1 hour and 57 minutes of gameplay. I am highly annoyed. I don't want to do this anymore. I like the exploration, but more than 2 hours seems vain or whatever. And I'm not sure that I've been particularly entertaining, so I'm going to do something else now. Thank you for listening and watching.